A field of 25 sports prototypes, GT racers and touring cars started at the first event of the GT Winter Series in Portimão, Portugal. The conditions are great for us, especially for GT4. We can try and test a lot of the setup. Of course, I'm looking forward to driving here in the GT Winter Series, especially now in these crazy Corona times.
This circuit is wonderful. The first target for us is to terminate the race, and the second one is on the podium.
Great racing and class diversity from two championship races at the Autódromo Internacional do Algarve. As a former racer, I know how good it feels when you have to compete for your positions and not get them for free. That's why it's great when there's real competition and a tough field, then it's a lot of fun. We already believed last year that we could achieve a substantial increase this year. However, this cannot be foreseen or calculated under these conditions. We are therefore extremely proud that we have achieved this and are extremely grateful to every single team and every single driver who came here to defy all conditions. The agony of tyre choice determined the first round of the GT Winter Series. If the morning qualifying took place on a wet track, the 4.7-kilometre long asphalt strip dried off a lot by noon, at least on the racing line. We'll see. Axel did a really good job, right behind the professional in the LMP3 Fricadelli car. He drives the first race, I drive the second, and let's see. I'm in very good spirits. At the start, pole setter Fricadelli racing driver Axel Jeffries in the Ligier LMP3 prototype had to admit defeat. Not only to Axel Sartingen in the all-for-track Mercedes-AMG GT3, but also to Javier Pardo in the Ligier LMP3 prototype from BE Motorsport. A few corners later, Pardo stormed to the front of the field, followed by Jeffries and Hendrik Still in the KTM Crossbow GTX Batmobile from Teichmann Racing. Already on lap 3, Jeffries from Zimbabwe took the lead again, while Pardo could no longer keep up with the lap times at the top due to degrading rain tyres on the drying track and lost place by place. But strong motorsport was not only offered at the front of the field. Behind the successfully hurrying sports prototypes, the fights between the vehicles of the GTR, GTS, Cup R and Cup S classes determined the race over long distances. Here too, different tyres increased the tension on the drying track. Georg Griesemann coped particularly well with these conditions in the Teichmann Racing KTM Crossbow. His carbon fibre racer has just received a new setup on a 7-post rig, an investment that should be worthwhile this weekend. Various higher-performing competitors had to admit defeat to Griesemann so that he finally saw the checkered flag in 5th place overall. That was a lot of fun, to be honest. I completely underestimated the event at first, but then the ambition grabbed us, and then it was great. In the BMW Cup class, it looked like a double victory for Schnitzelhelm Racing for a long time. But while Finn Gersitz was able to save the lead at the finish with his BMW M240i Racing, Carl Friedrich Kolb had to let his teammate and the Black Falcon driver Martinez Richter go due to degrading rain tyres. Totally unimpressed by all the events, Jeffries completed his laps with confidence, and after 15 laps took the first win of the season with more than a minute and a half ahead of the runner-up, still in the Crossbow GTX.
Yeah, it was a fun race, to be honest. My first time in the LMP3 car, so we just wanted to have some fun. All went quite well. It was a little bit wet, but we stayed out of trouble, and yeah, as I said, brought it home.
Berg from Norway in a Porsche 911 GT2 RSCS from Ohana Racing took third place and thus also the class win in Cup R.
The guys that driving the cup cars are very fast, so yeah, it was amazing actually.
Axel Sartingen not only won the GTS class in the All-for-Track Mercedes-AMG GT3 entered by Black Falcon, but also took fourth place overall. If the first race was already convincing with exciting motorsport, this was even topped by the second race. The main actors, Klaus Abelen, Daniel Schwerfeld and Kenneth Heyer. Schwerfeld in the All-for-Track Mercedes-AMG GT3 had the best start and took the lead in the field. Still, in the Teichmann Racing KTM Crossbow GTX suffered a little from the vehicle setup due to the dry track, which worked better on damp asphalt. He lost 2 places in the starting phase. The leading Mercedes from Schwerfeld was joined by fellow brand colleague and Equip Vitesse driver Kenneth Heyer in the second round. An exciting battle broke out between this duo over the following laps. Only Fricadelli, Klaus Abelen, was able to keep up with the lap times of the 2 opponents, but a spin in the lapping traffic threw the long-distance veteran back in the meantime. At the top, the race-decisive situation arose 2 laps before the checkered flag. Heyer tried to get past Schwerfeld. The 2 Mercedes touched, and Schwerfeld found himself in the gravel. While Heyer was able to continue straight away, Schwerfeld had to fight his way back onto the track. In doing so, he lost another position to Abelen. Although Heyer was the first to cross the finish line, the overall victory was taken away from him immediately after the race in the form of a time penalty for the collision with Schwerfeld. As a beneficiary of this situation, Klaus Abelen was able to look forward to overall victory in the second run in Portimao. I am completely satisfied. The 2 in the front duelled each other, and let's see what the race management says. Maybe I'll be awarded the victory after all. This is all just for fun, and it's perfectly fine to take part in such a race. Everything is not taken that seriously here, although it's still a race, and only one thing counts: speed up. Daniel Schwerfeld found some reconciliation with second place, while still slid onto the podium in the KTM. It was great racing, it was really fun, it was very competitive, and we're already looking forward to the next event. In addition to the action-packed races of the GT Winter Series, the Portimao stop of Giedlich Racing's Endless Summer Series offered another long-distance run that was not part of the championship, which BE Motorsport won with Javier Pardo in the Ligier LMP3. Next races of the GT Winter Series will take place on February the 16th in Portimao and on March the 4th in Motorland Aragon, Spain.